What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jamarrxx back on here. Not Simply Jamarrxx no more. Just go back to Jamarrxx now. You know what I'm saying? All the OGs, y'all remember Simply Jamarrxx. But yeah, we back on this shit. It'll be a little Q&A, little sports betting Q&A. I asked y'all to ask me a bunch of questions. Try to answer these as truthfully as possible and just, you know what I'm saying, try to get y'all some, you know what I'm saying, some gems and shit. But we finna get right into it. First question we got is from my man Ja Made Your Bet Leak. He say, how you know what games to bet on? I'm gonna pop the questions up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? He say, how you know what games to bet on? Well, I ain't gonna lie, I don't feel like there's no right or wrong games to bet on. It's a winner and a loser in every game, and you know what I'm saying, you could be either one. But I have favorite games that I like to bet on, you know what I'm saying, more than others. My favorite games to bet on are competitive games. Games where I know for a fact that both teams in the game are gonna compete. They're gonna play hard, and you know what I'm saying, they're gonna try to win. And that could be two good teams, you know what I'm saying, just trying to send a message. That could be just teams that just, you know, rivals, they play each other hard. That could be two shit teams that just, you know, don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? I just like competitive games, and that usually end up being games with the best players. And I ain't saying that it's bad betting on the weak teams. I ain't saying that, because the weak teams hold their value as well. It's value everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But my favorite games to bet on are the games that I know the players gonna give a shit, try hard. You know what I'm saying? They usually be the good teams, but you know, those are just my particular, and they better to watch. But other than that, I like betting on games where two teams already played, like to stay second or third meeting, because you get to base, you know what I'm saying, what happened last time on your decision this time. You know what I'm saying? So that usually be easier. But those are my favorite games to bet on. Competitive games, bro. Games where I know both teams finna come out here and try hard. I'm gonna get maximum effort. You know what I'm saying? That could be, like I say, it could be two good teams, it could be two bad teams. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta read what's going on and just peep what's, you know what I'm saying, what's in play. Question is from same person. He say, how to not chase your losses? Well, I say fuck it, chase them. You know what I'm saying? Chase them to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? More than likely you're gonna lose more. You might get lucky and make a little bit more, but usually when you chase your losses, your ass end up losing more money. So if that ain't all the motivation you need not to chase your losses is knowing what come after, which is losing more money, then ain't nothing gonna work for you. This question is from Cardi Blur. He say, how do you research money lines? I really don't understand this question, but how you research, period, is by knowing what's going on, knowing the players. Sports betting, the lines and shit, that's like a big old math problem. You know what I'm saying? Not a math problem, but it's like a price that they putting on shit. So if you know the teams, then you will be able to see or know what's a good price for what. You know what I mean? That's how you research. You got to know the teams, because everything is a value, is a number. But once you know the teams and the players and the coaches and what each team contribute to winning at the end of the day, then you can say what's a good price, what's worth it, what's not. You know what I'm saying? What's being undervalued. You know, you can pick your spots better when you actually know the teams. That's how I say you research. I mean, that's how I, you know what I'm saying, describe how you research. You got to know the teams. You got to learn the teams. And you can do that by watching the games, or you could be a stats guy. You know what I'm saying? You could just be a team that know, you know what I'm saying, teams' advantages, disadvantages, what they good at, what they not. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's how you research. You got to know the game, though. I got to understand what we going up against. The people that's making these lines, it ain't just one person coming out with these lines. I'm telling you, it's a collection of probably very smart people, geniuses, coming up with these lines, bro, that study the game. And if you ain't matching that type of effort, then, I mean, usually we not matching that type of effort because we only one person. Now, if you got a team behind you, then you can match that. But if you just one person, it's going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand what we up against. So you got to know the game. You got to put some type of effort into actually knowing what you're betting on, knowing who's out there. And I'm not talking about just the stars, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the team as a whole, you know what I mean? Y'all got some funny names. I'm going to put it up there, though. He say, what made you start sports betting? I ain't going to lie. I always like basketball. I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to this. It probably ain't basketball for y'all, but y'all can relate to just liking sports and, you know what I'm saying, a way to make money off sports. I mean, that's like a man's dream come true. And it ain't even just men, it's women now, you know what I mean, that's getting involved. But I always loved basketball, bro, since I was young. Like, I was one of those kids thought I was going to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I ain't grow and shit like that, and I wasn't really fucking with the weight room, but you know what I mean? Like, I always enjoyed basketball, you know what I'm saying? So when I figured that I can make money from it, you know what I'm saying, that's really what it was for me. Like, you know, it's something that I like, I enjoy, and I think that's just important, you know what I'm saying, in life. Next question we got, he say, what's one way to decide which side to get on when there's no crazy line movement? One way to decide which side to get on when there's no crazy line movement. Like I said, know the game, the advantages and the disadvantages to the teams. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the line. I mean, y'all gotta understand the line is one part of the puzzle, but the actual in-game shit matters too. You know what I'm saying? What a team can do, what they can't do, and their weaknesses. How do they offset each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit matter. You know what I'm saying? So, without fuck the line, you know what I'm saying? In-game shit matter. You know what I'm saying? The coaching, who's home, how do they play each other? You know what I'm saying? Do they play fast? Do they play slow? Like, all that shit matter. Everything matter. Say, when do you feel it's safe to back the public? That's a good question right there. That's a tough question. I feel like when you back in the public, that's a situation where you gotta really read the room and just really pay attention what's going on. Because usually a public team is usually a good team for the most part, and you know what I'm saying, they well respected by the people. That's why everybody on them, and eventually they will win. They will get their moment. It's just how the game go. So if you see they've been, you know, taking a beating, and then you can see a little funny line, but you just using your knowledge of knowing that, okay, this team is good. They're going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? You just got to understand that it's all a part of the journey. Teams gonna have good. Teams gonna win. They gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have their highs. They gonna have their lows. Some teams have more highs than others. But all the good teams, you know, they gonna be who they are at the end of the day. You know, big one is if they got momentum. If you gotta read, like I said, you gotta read the room. If a team got momentum and they got it going, you know what I'm saying? They got it going. All that odd shit ain't gonna matter. All the public, that shit don't matter. When it don't matter, it don't matter. When it's their spot and they supposed to win, they gonna do that. It don't matter how many people on them. You know, pay attention to the situations of the teams, not just if they winning and losing. Y'all gotta really pay attention to what they going through. You know what I'm saying? The trials and tribulations that they go through, and really think. You know what I'm saying? Deeper than just little shit. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention, think deeper when you watching everything. You know what I'm saying? Watching the team's journey, and you could kind of be able to tell when it's their time to overcome some shit, even if the public backing them. It's just their moment. These just y'all questions, bro. Like, I'm trying to get y'all some gems along the way, but these y'all questions. If you ain't fucking with the answers of the questions, comment down what you want to talk about. How to grow your chat. I just be trying to put my pics out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. You got to put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm still growing. I don't got all the answers to that shit myself, but you know what I'm saying? I had a little help along the way, you know what I'm saying, with my homies and shit. Just, you know, who they is, just being around type shit. But so I don't know how it feels to really start without that. But like I say, put your shit out, you know what I'm saying? Put your pics out, bro. That's on Twitter. It's so many platforms that you can put yourself out there on, you know what I'm saying? That's the way to do it. That's the only way to grow. You got to put yourself out there, put yourself in the people's face. That's on TikTok, X, YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do. They got Facebook, Instagram, you know what I'm saying? But you just got to put yourself out there and post your pics. How to read a rematch of a game. Oh yeah, he said how to read a rematch of a game. Pay attention to what the line do. If the line go up or go down or switch, I think that's a big teller. It don't tell all the story, but it'll tell you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now that could be because they respecting who's home, or usually that's what it is. But you know what I'm saying? You just got to read the line with those situations on rematches. But you also kind of want to watch the game just to see how it went. You know what I'm saying? If a team was really dominant over a team, or was it close, the biggest lead, you know, how long they was up, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of read the last game, but also pay attention to what the line do, because that usually tells it automatically what's probably going to happen. But that's not always the case. It's always very, you know what I'm saying, varies and shit like that. Ain't nothing 100% just certain, guaranteed every time, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit mixed up. How to deal with cold streaks. Keep trusting yourself. That's the biggest thing when you cold, is to just keep trusting yourself and the work. Biggest thing, bro, when you start to losing, you want to start doubting yourself, and that's when you fuck up even more. You got to trust yourself, man. That's the biggest thing for me. Since I've been sports betting alone, like, over time, I start trusting my reads more. Like, no matter what happened last game, if I believe something gonna happen off whatever going on in my head and me crunching the numbers or how they go, but if I believe that's supposed to happen, I'm trusting myself, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if I just lost 2, I'm not finna just get the tweak and doing nothing that ain't, me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to trust my reads, and I'm going to continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? And usually, eventually, I'm going to hit. You know what I mean? I ain't finna just keep losing. So when you cold, remember to keep trusting your reads. Now, like I say, if you get them losing 5, 6, 7 in a row, then you probably want to switch some shit up. Hit the drawing board. You feel me? He say, favorite odds you like to bet on, if there is any. My favorite odds to bet on